Welcome everyone again, and good evening to you. Welcome to the Wiki trainings, and we are so excited about the topic today, diabetes in Southeast Asia. You know, statistics shows that there are about 4,500 people die due to diabetes diseases in the world a single day. Yeah. Another statistics from this IPD, International Diabetes Federation, shows that there are 88 million people who diagnosed with diabetes in Southeast Asia. Yeah, in year 2019, yeah, just last year. And they estimate it will increase about 50% more to become 153 million by year 2045. Means it's about 25 years later. Yes, it's related to us, you and me in our region. You know, Singapore, Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand as well. Yeah, diabetes is a major metabolic diseases indicator. So as a company who focus in metabolic health, this is a big thing for us. And it's a very important topic as well. So today we will have, today is a special day because we will be listening to two of our product specialists, Wenda from Indonesia and Claudia from Malaysia, to provide you with the information on the topic. And most important thing is the solution that we provide. So right now I will turn the time to Wenda and Claudia.
Thank you, CK. So today I'm going to start with the presentation about what are the diabetes, the complications, and some interesting facts that. Okay, hello? Yeah, so hold a moment. My video just gone, but I guess you can all see me right now. So these are some interesting facts that I will share about the complications of diabetes and the risk factor if you have diabetes or you are suffering from diabetes. WHO already said that diabetes is metabolic disease. So it happens not only because of the genetics, but also because of our lifestyle. And the sign is the elevated blood glucose or too much sugar in your blood. And it's of course harmful for us for the overall health. Worldwide, there are 422 million people having diabetes, and it has caused 1.6 million deaths each year. What about in Southeast Asia? In Southeast Asia itself, there are 88 million adults. It's approximately 1/5 over the whole world population with diabetes. And within 25 years, it is projected to grow up to 155 million. So it's almost 2-fold of people having diabetes if we don't have any control at all. Out of these 88 million adults in Southeast Asia, there are 57% cases left undiagnosed. It means what? It means every 10 people living in Southeast Asia have diabetes. 6 of them have diabetes, but they don't know at all. Maybe it's not just diabetes, maybe the early signs such as the insulin resistance or impaired glucose tolerance, and these people don't know. And this has caused 1.2 million deaths itself in Southeast Asia. So this is quite a big number. Let's look at the population by each country in Southeast Asia. In 2015, there are around 10 million people suffering from diabetes. This is the diagnosed one. Those who already know that they have chronic diabetes. So Indonesia is still the most population who's suffering from diabetes. And the best one is Singapore with a good control over their health. Let's see what is happening if we don't have any control. So the projection for 2040, which is 20 years from now, there will be increase, quite high increase in Indonesia, about 16 million people with diabetes. Of course, the diagnosed one. And remember, there are 6 other people that doesn't know that they have diabetes. And followed by Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia. And still Singapore is the best country with the health standard, with a public health control. Another thing about diabetes, why is it become more concerning? Because it is a disease that can be passed down. So it's a hereditary disease. Like Claudia said last week, the risk of diabetes can be passed down, and it will increase about 2 to times fold if one or both of your parents have type 2 diabetes mellitus. It is also their genetic factors that can increase your chance of having a metabolic disorder, metabolic syndrome. So if one or both of your parents have metabolic disorder, it means that you also have 50% chance to have metabolic disorder too. There are 2 types of diabetes. The first is type 1. We call it as the juvenile diabetes because it happens straight when someone born. Usually these people doesn't have enough insulin or doesn't have insulin at all. Their pancreas won't be able to produce any, so it is insulin dependent. They should take medication since they are young. And the cause is still unknown for this. But for type 2 diabetes mellitus, we call it as the adult onset. It happens when we are not healthy enough, we don't have a good lifestyle. And this is a non-insulin dependent type. So it means that our body is still able to produce insulin, but the amount may be not as good or not able to reach the required amount daily. So they need some medication to help with regulating the insulin control in the body. And mostly people who have type 2 diabetes mellitus are obese or mostly physically inactive. Remember to always have your exercise regularly. This is a bit long, so I'm going to explain why people get diabetes, mostly the diabetes type 2. In adults, maybe not only adults, because now even kids are obese. The youngest age I know that can have diabetes is 13 years old. So you are 13 years old only and severely obese, and you may have type 2 diabetes. There are 2 organs that works together in regulating the blood sugar in our body, the liver and the pancreas. When the blood sugar level is high, the brain will tell pancreas to produce insulin. And then pancreas, especially the beta cell, releasing the insulins and makes the liver takes up those sugar from our blood and store it as in the form of glycogen. What happens if the blood sugar level is low? When the blood sugar level is low, our brain will tell the pancreas to produce a hormone called glucagon. And glucagon will make the liver convert the glycogen into sugar and release it into the blood. This system is automatic, so it happens voluntarily in our body. But people with diabetes won't be able to do this kind of automatic system. So because maybe the pancreas doesn't work or their beta cell are broken, they won't able to produce insulin at all. So lucky us, because we have healthy organs and we still have automatic system, the pumping system of glucagon and insulin to regulate the blood sugar. What are the symptoms if you have diabetes or probably the pre-diabetes? Usually people with impaired fasting glucose, insulin resistance, or pre-diabetes, they will undergo this kind of symptoms. Frequent urination, so you go to toilet often. You are always hungry right after you eat, always thirsty, and always tired. These first four symptoms are the early symptoms if you may have diabetes. As the diabetes progress, you will also experience blurry vision because the disease itself affect with the nerves and with all the other body parts, the organs. You can experience also tingling or numbness on your limbs, on your arms or on your feet. You have wound that won't easily heal. And when the disease progress further, people can have systemic weight loss. So it's a weight loss that is uncontrolled, means that you cannot stop it, you just keep on slimming down. And the most dangerous one, we call it as diabetes ketoacidosis. This when the diabetes already cannot use sugar at all as the source of energy in our body. So the body will break down fat from our liver in very fast speed, and it will produce ketones. And it is eventually harmful for the overall health because it will break our other organs from the liver, the pancreas, the kidneys. So this is not a good progression if you have diabetes left untreated. And what are the complications that could be we experience? First, stroke. Diabetes is the single risk factor for any cardio and vascular disease. So it means it affects directly with your heart health and with your blood vessels health. Heart attack, arterial disease, it means that your blood flow is not good enough. If you have too much sugar in your blood, it will affect with all the pipes in your body. It makes you feel the tingling and the numbness itself. Retinopathy, this is the one that caused the blurry vision because the nerve already not working properly. Some people already have progression in their diabetes, so they may have disease like cataracts or glaucoma. This is also very common. People with diabetes, especially the chronic ones, people already suffer for a long time with diabetes, they can have diabetic foot. What does it mean? It means that the feet cannot feel any sensation. So if you prick your feet with a shattered glass or maybe with a pin, you won't be able to feel any pain. So this is the dangerous one. But because when you have wounds and your feet cannot feel anything, then the wound won't be healed so easily. It will take very long time to cure. It can lead to amputations. The diabetes, the high amount of sugar in your blood also affect your kidney health. The blood is filtered by our kidney to take up all the waste and take it out from our system through our urine. So when there are too much sugar filtered by the kidney filter will be broken because kidney filter is very, very small, while our sugar, blood sugar in the blood molecule is quite high, quite big. So the filter can be broken by the sugar. It can cause chronic kidney disease, and the nerves can die, eventually die. So this is what makes us cannot feel any sensation anymore. So when people, this is the DECODE study, a study showing that men and women actually have higher risk if their fasting blood glucose, this is post-meal, after you eat. Post-meal blood glucose is high. Normally, people have less than 6.1 millimole 2 hours after their meal, if they check their blood. But if you have more than 7.8 millimoles, then your risk ratio for death increase to 1. If you have around 7.8 to 11, the ratio of death almost double. And it is more risky for women than men. What if your post-meal blood glucose is more than 11? If it's more than 11, your risk is almost threefold, and it is more concerning, it is more harmful for women compared to men. So the risk ratio for that, it means that when you have post-meal blood glucose that is really high and you get disease, you won't be able to survive the disease. And this will link to other facts, such as right now is the COVID-19 infection. Heart disease and diabetes, these are the two highest risk factors for COVID infection. If you look at the first top 3 disease, hypertension, it will affect your heart health. Cardiovascular means the heart and the blood vessel, and diabetes. They contribute the most people who get infected with COVID-19. So your risk, if you already have this kind of disease, your risk will increase. The risk of death will increase. This is also some facts that I get from most Indonesians. People who have positive infection, mostly 50% of them have hypertension, diabetes mellitus, and heart disease. So when you have this kind of disease or comorbidities, then it is easier for you to catch the virus. And for people who have this disease, 1 out of 10 people cannot survive from the COVID-19 infection. This also happens the same, and I got it from the US, that people who have these 3 diseases related to diabetes and heart disease, they are likely dying of COVID-19. So it's harder to survive when you have other diseases as well. So how can we prevent from getting diabetes? The best one is to have early diagnosis. So you know when you have insulin resistant or have impaired fasting glucose, or even you are in pre-diabetes stage. Doing some lifestyle changes, such as eating healthy and balanced nutritious meal, having appropriate body weight, the ideal one, and having a regular exercise is a good way to prevent the metabolic syndrome, the diabetes. Let's look at the healthy range of blood glucose target. For healthy, normal people, the fasting blood glucose is around 70 to 100 milligram per deciliter. After a meal, usually is measured 2 hours after you eat, is around 80 to 140, means that you are healthy. And when you do a blood check, your HbA1c is less than 5.7. Sometimes people also do some tests like glucose tolerance test. but it's not commonly done here. If you are in a pre-diabetic stage, the fasting blood glucose is slightly higher, 100 milligrams, 110 milligrams or lower, and after meal is on the highest border, and HbA1c is around 4 to 6%. But when you have chronic diabetes, the fasting blood glucose will be higher, and this is a good target already. So it means that you may not be able to get into the normal fasting blood glucose like the healthy people if you have chronic diabetes. But when you can manage the blood glucose about 80 to 130 milligram when you're with the fasting blood glucose, then means that you can manage your diabetes well. And after meal, usually not more than 180. Well, you know, when people have diabetes for so long, there if it's not managed well, then the blood glucose maybe can reach up to 200, 300 milligrams per deciliter, and that's harmful. That's not good. So try to manage between 80 to 150, and after meal, maximum is 180. If you can have HbA1c less than 7%, it's already a good manage. Okay, so how we want to manage to get up to this target? Of course, Claudia will help us to and share some knowledge. How can we reach this target to manage the diabetes and to prevent the diabetes?
Okay, thank you, Winda, for your sharing, and good morning, everyone. So indeed, we have learned a lot about diabetes and the consequences it will bring to our health if we do not take good care of it. So allow me some time to share my screen. Okay, so just to recap some of the statistics that were mentioned just now. So in the next 20 years, all right, diabetes would increase from 93, if not mistaken, 93 million to 153 million. Okay, this is close to double. And this projection is for the next 20 years. So to me, I think this is a very staggering statistic. And what's more scary to me is that 57% of the individuals who have diabetes do not know that they have diabetes. I think it's the scary part, right? That they have an illusion, thinking that they are healthy, but in reality, they have diabetes already, but they don't even know about it. So if you know, at least you can still do some intervention. Okay, but if you don't know, it's just going to get worse. And by the time a symptom occur, then it's really too late for anything at all. Okay, that's why diabetes is a very serious issue. And a lot of people nearing their old age will experience the detrimental effects of diabetes. So when you're young, you don't really feel it, right? But a lot of people, once they in their old age already, that's when they will really start to see the debilitating effects of it. So diabetes is already so hard to manage on normal days, right? And the next 2 weeks, we know that it's a holiday season. Next week is Christmas. So confirm is cheat the whole day. If not, I don't think it's a cheat day. It's going to be a cheat week already. And after that, it's going to be the New Year's. So with both of these festivities happening back to back, it's going to be extra difficult for those who have high sugar level. So if you can get past this stage, not gaining excess weight, maintaining good sugar level, if you can do it at this stage, then on normal days, you will be able to overcome the hurdles as well. So that's the main reason why I'm going to share with you, because it's coming, right? So these are the things that you're eating normally, right? Every morning, I'm sure that life is not complete without nasi lemak. But during the holidays, you'll be eating so much more than just this. All right, we'll be eating cakes. Usually we don't eat it that much, but during the holiday season, it's gonna be a lot more frequent. So this is the onde cake, all right? My colleague has been sharing with me, and I can't stop thinking about it ever since. And there's fruit cakes, candies, ice cream. Look at the fruit there. Makes you feel a bit better, right? Eating the ice cream, but it's still loaded with sugar. Soft drinks. And during the Christmas season, we'll be eating this, confirm. All right. And we like to eat the beef lasagna, right? How, even though it's fattening, but it gives you the very nice mouthfeel. Pasta, mashed potato, garlic bread, and pizza. So these are food that we usually eat as well. But on Christmas and New Year's, it's going to be a lot more frequent. And this is the worst combination. It's not just only high in carbohydrate, but it's also high in fat at the same time. So this is what you're usually eating already, right? So during the holidays, do you think that we will only be eating this? I don't think so. Okay, if you go to a buffet and there's going to be lots of food, we will make sure that our plate look exactly like this picture. Right? Wow, so many tasty food. I have to whack everything. I need to take everything on my plate. So you see, mountain full of food. Like never eat food before. So this total calorie is gonna be more than 1,000 calories per meal. And this is only for one serving. I'm sure we take more than one round, right? Nobody in a family gathering will only settle with only one serving. We'll go and top up some more, and then it's the chicken. I'll eat a lot more than this. So in just one meal itself, it's already more than the total energy requirement that we need in a day. So can you imagine the impact it has in our body? So what is the holiday struggle? Okay, I'm sure that many people could relate to this. Holidays are challenging period, okay, for those who are on a weight loss diet or on a healthy eating plan. And the temptation of going into a festive and a self-rewarding mode is very high, right? This is the time where this is exactly the time, right? I think it was this year, Chinese New Year, that, I lost track of my weight loss goals and I cannot fit into my cheongsam. Okay, it's because of this. An international study showed that people increased weight by about 0.37 to 1.89 kg during the holiday season. Okay, for those who are on a weight loss journey would know how difficult is it to lose weight. Okay, I'm telling you, if you're losing like 0.5 kg a week, you are like, oh my goodness, it's so tough. But to gain it is so easy, all right? In just a few days, you will gain back all of those weight. And the worst thing is, the researchers found that weight gain during this period is not subsequently lost in a year. This is the very dangerous thing, all right? And this is something that I could also relate to it. And it represents more than 50% of the weight gain throughout the whole year. So this is a very, very vulnerable period for many of us, okay? For those who are on a weight loss plan, all right? For those who have goals, this is actually a very challenging period. And we find it very difficult to lose that weight. So for most of us, this is how our blood sugar will look like, okay? As long as we eat any carbohydrate food, the sugar will go up and go down very drastically. So the orange line is an indication of the glucose in our blood. And this is just provided you eat only 3 meals, okay? During holiday, it's 5 meals at least. And your insulin level will obviously go up, right? It doesn't even know how to come down. It's so confused because of the constant influx of carbohydrate food in our blood. So how are we going to manage this? Okay, does this mean that I have to fast during the holidays? Oh, I have to sacrifice myself. Okay, does this mean that I can only see my loved one eating? People can come and ask me, they say that, Claudia, does it mean if this holiday I can only eat powder? Are you kidding me? Right? People may be like, only can eat powder during holidays? Okay, does that mean I cannot enjoy it? Can I maintain my weight during the holidays? Okay, let's not even talk about weight loss. Okay, because weight loss during the holidays is virtually impossible, right? If you can do it, good for you. But if you can even maintain your weight itself, I think it's already very, very good during the holidays. Okay, so let's look at how we can manage all these dilemmas that we face. Okay, so the Unicity nutrition principles. Okay, this is the principle that is gonna help us through despite life seasons. Okay, whether you're stressed or is it a work day or you're taking care of children at home or is it a holiday? This is a concept that you must always remember, right? Because this is the concept that's gonna save your health. Number one, prioritize protein. Okay, as we all know, protein is very important for not just only muscle building, but for satiety. And this is the main thing that's going to help to cushion the sugar spike in the blood to make sure that our insulin always stays constant. So always make sure, okay, this is not the bad quality protein that we're talking about, is chicken, fish and things like that. And filling with fat. Okay, this is not the beef bolognese that we're going to be eating in Christmas time, right? If you eat a lot of that, surely your artery will get clogged eventually. So we are filling with good fats, all right, like healthy fats, omega-3s, all right, coconut oil, milk, and things like that are good for us. And controlling carbohydrate, this is really the main thing. And the danger that the carbohydrate foods that we see today is not pure carbohydrate only. Okay, surely there are some fat, all right, they have to fry it or they add more cheese and all that kind of things that, end up making us packing more pounds than we should. Okay, and lastly, intermittent fasting. This has really helped me through, really staying in line with my weight loss goals because you can only eat after 4 hours. So because of this, you don't eat as much as you should, and you really limit that time, and you feel more regulated as well. Okay, so fat and protein does not increase insulin like carbs. Okay, and another important point about 4-4-12, it keeps us in a fat burning zone, always keep us burning off those unwanted fats and limit excess food intake. So if we can really make sure that we adhere to these principles, okay, we don't have to worry much about anything. Okay, glucose and insulin levels will be regulated very well. Okay, will go down and ensuring that we always be in this fat burning zone. So this is what we are aiming for. Okay, for those who have been on our products for some time, and if you really follow it, good news for you, during the holidays, you don't have to worry so much because your body is already very adept. Okay, if you eat carbohydrate, it's able to revert back to normal. And if you eat fat foods, it's also able to self-regulate. So those who are on this for some time will experience a very good regulatory system. Okay, the body is very efficient in using both sources of macronutrient. So they won't have the issue of weight rebound. Okay, it's not one of those things. Your weight rebound or your sugar won't go haywire. So this is really what we're aiming for. For those who have not started, well, it's not too late. Okay, we still have 1 week to prep. So if you get yourself ready, you don't have to be so fearful about the holidays. So there are a few things to take note of. Okay, some people, because they know that they're going for a huge lunch or huge dinner, then they will not eat breakfast. Okay, they think that if they don't eat breakfast, then okay, I don't eat as much, so I will just eat as much as I want during those 2 big meals. So statistics show that skipping breakfast once a week is associated with a 6% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Look at that. All right, by just not eating for 1 meal a week has already put you into this risk. Say if you increase, all right, to 4 to 5 times a week, if you skip, it will lead to increased risk of 55%. Goodness, all right, by just increasing it to 4 to 5 times, if you wake up at 11 or you don't eat, and you straight away go to that big meal, this is going to happen to you. Omitting breakfast in the morning will also increase blood sugar following both lunch and dinner. So it's so much more than what you think psychologically is right, but we don't realize, okay, the extensive impact of what skipping breakfast would do to our body. Okay, and next, eating breakfast may reduce hunger later in the day, which may make it easier to avoid overeating. Okay, so you don't eat as much. Eating a nourishing meal tends to keep a person more mindful of their food choices throughout the day. Make sense? But keep in mind, the calories and proportion of carb, protein, and fat is extremely important, right? Don't just go and eat any breakfast. You need to eat the right kind of breakfast. Let me show you the standard Malaysian breakfast, okay? I'm sure it applies to the Southeast Asian region. Okay, breakfast, you always like to eat bread, right? Especially sausage bun. Okay, sausage bun or potato bun is very much into our culture. In the morning, you already eat this. Okay, not enough. Some people think that bread is not enough, then they will eat nasi lemak. Okay, this is like, I think lunch, dinner, breakfast also we eat nasi lemak. Okay, if not, they want to go out to have roti canai. Okay, go mamak with friends. So these are already bad enough. But it's considered okay, you know. Now it's very in trend. Okay, people don't want to eat traditional food anymore. They want to eat more modern food. Early breakfast is what? Okay, this is the breakfast set. Goodness. Okay. This is like now people promoted to eating this type already. And of course, holidays, confirm you go out and eat this with friends, right? The dim sum. Oh my goodness. So look at the food that we're eating for breakfast. Is it surprising that diabetes is so serious here in Malaysia? Right? No wonder we are all having sugar-related issue. Look at the food that we eat. My goodness. Okay, so all this, if you want to control your blood sugar, of course, cannot eat in excess, right? Definitely, it's going to go haywire. No matter what supplement you take, if you keep eating this, it's not going to help. So this is why, even on holiday season also, all the more we have to eat good quality breakfast, okay, such as LC base. Okay, first of all, it's a full meal replacement. Excellent source of high quality protein, you know, the highest possible score, and there's 27 grams to keep us satiated. Okay, we also don't, you know, our fat here is good fat, all right, not fat that will cause you heart attack. Okay, this is protective for us, right, and we have good amounts of this to keep us healthy. And it only has a net carb of 4 grams, right? So the problem with outside food, as I said, is there are always high percent of carb, around 20 grams on average. So there's only 4 grams. That's very, very little, and promotes a feeling of fullness and satiety. This is the one that really keeps us going. Okay, help us before for 12. So for people who cannot really go for high fat, again, high protein, we have other options for you to choose. Right? There's so many other options. If you like green tea, there's chocolate, there's vanilla, and there's even snack bar, all right? Bar on the go if you are really busy. So these are really convenient options. And more than that, they are real food that will nourish your body. Okay, not like the food that we eat on usual basis. That is just going to harm our body. Give us the feeling of fullness and sustained energy release, and we won't find ourselves going crazy when we go to the next open house. Secondly, you got to ensure that you ensure your body before the big meal. All right, let's be realistic. Holidays is a time that we will be eating more than usual, and we don't want to restrict you as well. Okay, because you know we all have to enjoy once in a while, right? So if you're going to be eating this and a lot of this and this, it's good that we definitely need to cushion the impact already, right? Because these are things that are just gonna spike our sugar level. So that's where BioLife Slim come into the picture. And it plays a really, really important role. All right. Oh, apparently there is some new development on how vitamin A can control sugar control. Right. There is a good amount of this in BioLife Slim. So according to this study, it says that Vitamin A can also regulate metabolic pathway involved in obesity and diabetes. Moreover, it's also essential for the maintenance of pancreatic cell function and cell mass in adults. So this is a very protective effect that it can have for our body. So we have good amounts of this, it can help to make sure that this organ always maintain functioning. So what are the other things, all right? There are 7 types of fibers that collectively remove sugar from the body, cushion the impact of high sugar present in food, and reduces insulin level. Okay, to give everybody a graphic, all right, this is the study that we have done in collaboration with University of Sydney. So by just eating sugar alone, all right, it's so high. This is the peak, okay? And if white bread is slightly lower. And just by taking 1 packet of BIOS Life S, we can see the huge impact it has. Okay, from here, it comes to here. And if we can take 2, it will go down even lower, and there will be a sustained release here, and we won't find this decline. So imagine if you go out, okay, your open house, and you don't eat any BIOS Life Slim. So what will happen? Your sugar become like this, okay? Exactly, all right? The ice cream and the soft drink that we eat, our sugar confirm is here already. So if there's no BIOS Life Slim or 7, right, it's gonna be here. So that's very scary, right? And then, not only that, okay, our blood sugar will go down very drastically. And this is the time that we feel very hungry. And this is also where the addiction towards sugar will happen. Okay, we feel like, oh, we need to have that, you know, the cup of coffee or the, you know, dessert. And the addiction, all right, and the vicious cycle will happen once we're in this stage. So that's very dangerous. Next, we have BIOS 7, all right, this can also help. And this is great for maintenance stage as well. So there are some very interesting findings about how microbiome and sugar interact. Okay, so microbiome that has high bacterial content is linked to higher expression of genes related to carbohydrate metabolism. This means, okay, it will trigger overgrowth of bacteria, more efficient at extracting energy from food and inducing excessive fat accumulation. So it will be accumulating more fat as a result. Okay, good bacteria will encourage body to produce incretin hormones. So this is protective for us. The good bacteria, all right, will ensure that our body, all right, will have sufficient insulin secretion, okay, to exhibit post-meal glycemic control. This is very important, all right, help to manage that sugar spike. And it's responsible for 50 to 60% of post-meal insulin secretion. This is a big percentage, you know. It's not like a bit, like maybe 2 to 3% help, okay, but it can impact up to 50 to 60% post-meal. So this is where BIOS 7 can also exhibit its extreme good qualities in sugar control. And this is the results, all right? Before, it's predominated by bad bacteria. Okay, and by just taking 2 packets a day for 12 weeks, we can see a 58 times increase, right? This is phenomenal results, and you've never seen such powerful results in any other supplement out there. So it's proven to give us this benefit. All right, and tip 3, we have to reduce the sugary drinks. Okay, this is something that we always indulge, right? Okay, and on a normal basis, don't even talk about holidays. We're already drinking more than 1 cup. So it has 57 grams of sugar and 448 calories in 1 cup of boba drink. How about this? Okay, it will be 33 grams of sugar and 128 calories. So usually we will drink at least 1 cup, right? All right. If you order, food outside, you definitely want to order an iced lemon tea with it. But during the holidays, I'm pretty sure after the meal, we'll be chit-chatting with friends and family, right? During that time when we are communicating with them, we definitely want to drink something, okay? Because we feel very thirsty. Am I right? So after we drink, we talk, then we'll top up the sugary drink. Okay, no way we will ask for water. Okay, and most of the time, if you go out people's friends' house, definitely we'll take some packet drink or some sugary drinks. So by the time the chit chat ends, we'll be drinking up to 4 to 5 cups minimum of this sugary drink. Okay, can you imagine the impact it has to our body. Okay, it will be 500 calories by just drinks alone. This is excess sugar that we take by just drinking all these things during holiday season. So it is something that we have to all take note about. So we got to make sure that we keep track, okay? Make sure that we, all right, during the holiday season, our fuel chart may not look as good as this. But if you, no matter how high you just put inside, at least gives you an idea that we won't go overboard, all right? And this is very, very important, especially during holidays. Yes, we can eat, but don't go overboard, all right? And just because we have all this BIOS Life doesn't mean that it's a license to cheat, okay? We have all this BIOS Life, then you can keep eating uncontrollably, right? That's not the way to go. And if you were to go to a friend's place, all right, don't be shy, bring your own bottle, ask for water, then you can put Uni Mate fuel if you want to drink something sweet, but no sugar added. Uni Mate or BIOS Life tea. Okay, these are great to give you flavor as you talk to your friends, you can enjoy it. It's also a good time to introduce to people, right? Oh, hey, what are you drinking? You know, looks interesting. Okay, you strike out a good conversation and help you to curb hunger, provide sustained energy, and you can enjoy your fellowship without needing to worry how many sugar, and this is gonna really spice up your holiday. So, how do we eat all these things? In summary, breakfast, I'm telling you, during holiday, all the more, okay, you have to take our products for breakfast. Okay, your lunch and dinner is gonna be out of the window already, so you have to take it. Okay, before lunch, slim, or before dinner. These are just options, okay? Ideal situation, of course, we have slim and S together. Okay, but if you can't and you can only have one, you can also have one of these. So make sure that you keep yourself really insured to take good care during the holidays. So, well, before we go to ending, all right, which is very soon, I'm sure during end of year holidays, you'll be seeing a lot of familiar faces here of our friends and family, right? What is the first thing that they will comment when they see you? Oh, how do you look, right? They'll say, oh, you look good. If you don't look that good, people won't say anything, all right? They will just, hi, right? And I mean, as superficial as it seems, okay, I'm not trying to say that, oh, you look good means you're being vain or anything like that. No. Okay, in fact, how you look, okay, and how you present yourself is a reflection of how much you value yourself and how much this person respect themselves. And when you go to gathering, if you can do that, it's something that people can immediately see and they will be attracted to you, right? They'll be wondering, oh, what did you do? Okay, I mean, I'm sure we have come across some people, right? Year after year, you can see them having another new health problem. Okay, you can see how they age, right? Especially this kind of gathering. Last year, they looked so haggard. The following year, they look even more haggard. And you can really see how disease can affect them. Okay, they will tell you that this year, they discovered that they have high blood pressure. Next year, they have a blockage in the blood artery. And the following year, they had one procedure done, okay? And you can see year after year that their health is just declining. And I'm pretty sure we do not want to be like that. Okay, in gatherings, you want to, we don't want to be shy, look like that, how to meet people, you know what I mean? And when we're gathering with friends, we want to look at our best. And most importantly, we want to feel our best. Okay, if you look good, naturally you will feel good. And this is something that will be very, very attractive to people. And people will be captivated by you. Okay, people will come to you and say, hey, what did you do? You're looking younger and younger. And how people will come and tell you things like, it looks like you're aging backwards. This is a great compliment. And I'm sure that we all want to be like that. Okay, when we see in front of our friends, we don't want to feel ashamed of our age. Oh, I'm very old already. I'm 50 years old or I'm 40. We want to be in front of our friends feeling very proud of ourselves, right? Like in a good way, not in an arrogant way, of course, But in a good, confident way. Yeah, I'm 60 this year or I'm 50 this year, but I'm feeling great. I don't have a single health issue. And I'm pretty sure that this is a very good feeling. Yeah, it's a very good feeling of affirmation. And this is something that we should all strive to have. So with Unicity, it can help you to look and feel good in any occasion, to give you the confidence that you need, not just only during holidays, but also on normal days that you want to feel your best. So that's the end of my presentation today. I hope you have learned a thing or two from me and Vinda. So I'll pass the time to CK first.
All right. Thank you, Claudia and Vinda, for the great sharing on the topic today. And right now we are open to this Q&A. And so if you have any question to ask, feel free to send via the chat box. Oh, yeah. While waiting for the questions, yes, we have a few excited news to share with you. Okay, first will be the Christmas promotion for MSB. So buy 2 Unimate, you will get bamboo flask for free. Okay, and then we also have another one, which is our new products. Yes, Unimate, new Unimate in Singapore, lemon and lemon ginger, and this is LTO. We call it the limited time offers only. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's some surprise for you as well. These are new promotions. Okay. For Singapore. Buy 3 Unimate fuel. Okay. The original price for 420, but right now it's 330. Yeah. So original price 420 and now it's 330. That means you save about 90 Sing dollar. Okay. Is there any questions? Let's see. No questions.
I guess everyone is getting ready for the holiday. So
okay. Okay, then. All right, thank you for tuning in today's. And before we end the session, just to remind you that today will be the last weekly training for the year 2020. And we will see you on 2021 again. So Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. All right,
Merry
bye-bye.
Christmas, Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.